Well, here we are now with Bernie Sanders back out of the hospital after having stent inserts into his artery, which removed the blockage, which was very successful. And we know that the mainstream media has been talking about it much, and some, I gotta admit, I was expecting some conversation about it, because if it was anybody else, they'd be talking too. Now, I don't know if they would be talking in the same terms if it was to say an Elizabeth Warren. There'd be a documentary. Yeah, there'd be a docu-series of the fighter that Elizabeth Warren is, how she's fighting to get back. Oh, look at her. Look at her coming back against all odds. What a fighter that Elizabeth is. The gumption. Oh, man, fiddly sticks. Daggone it, darn it. You betcha golly. Betcha I'm coming back. And they would cut to theatrical music, and there would be smoke and thunder and lightning, and there'd be a Rocky scene. All that would be going on if it was Elizabeth Warren. And don't stop there. Oh, let it be Pete Buttigieg. Oh, man, not only would they do a Rocky scene with Pete, not only would they play it up as if this big champion is fighting. He's a veteran. The only veteran ever in a race. And they would be playing it up. They'd also have a big spread, a big photo spread, a photo shoot with his husband, Chasten. The dog would get coverage. It would be amazing, guys. You could not believe what they would do for Pete Buttigieg if he fell ill on the campaign trail. But it's only Bernie Sanders that when he goes ill, it's, when you going to drop out, man? You still here? I know you're not still here, are you? What are you still doing here? Goodness gracious, this guy doesn't know when to quit. It's a sign from God, Bernie. Come on, man. Support John Delaney and get this over with already. It's just ridiculous what they've been doing, right? Hey, look, my brother-in-law had a triple bypass. He's been alive for 10 years since then. I didn't like him before the bypass, but he's still hanging in there. Bernie Sanders had a stent inserted. And people are acting like it's over. It's a wrap. Ball game. So, okay. We see your agenda. We know it's in full display. We know the bias level of the corporate media. You're going to do what you do, boo-boo. But as for the rest of us, we'll be tuning into some other type of news, which is independent media news, where we'll give you an actual full depiction and accurate analysis of what's happening. Now, doing my accurate analysis and looking around, I saw a video that was tweeted to me by Sean King. We follow each other. And and anyway, I saw this tweet, and I thought it was amazing. The author of this video is Matt Orfalea. And Matt O, I'm just going to call him Matt O, because I don't want to butcher his name. I saw his work back in 2016. I already know the guy has skills. Okay? In fact, when I first saw it, I'm like, okay, this is probably just Matt. This people just discovering Matt's old videos, because Matt been killing it. And then I saw it. Last I checked, this video was up to 6 million views. Just on Twitter. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't seen this video, or even if you have seen this video, watch this video again.
Bernie is back.
Getting into the presidential race.
Democrats like somebody new, and that is not going to be Bernie Sanders this time.
It's really hard to imagine who the Bernie Sanders voter is at this point.
Bernie Sanders, fall back. Please get away from us.
Hey, Senator, great to see you.
Thank you for doing this.
He has a kind of gruff, curmudgeon-y side that is, of course, well known. He doesn't actually smile that much.
It's almost like Bernie can't tell the difference between kids and adults.
All right, I think you're dumb. I think you're dumb if you don't sit down and learn how to read and write. No, you were not born stupid. Come here. The only way I think you're dumb, I think when you think you're dumb, because you're not.
He also, I think you're disheveled, you're unlikable, and you're pushy, and I don't think you should be leading anybody.
How old is too old?
I think the issue is, do you seem like you're in the contemporary world?
He's a socialist from the 1950s yelling at people in the same screechy voice, without smiling, without any kind of personal connection. He looked like the angry man in the center of the stage saying, "Get off my lawn." Viva Bernie! And I don't think that's a good look for the Democratic Party.
I see him as sort of a not pro-woman candidate.
You may have heard the term Bernie bro.
The Bernie bro, right? Somebody who's a bit younger, whiter, I think, than the overall Democratic primary.
I'm with my magnificent vanilla brother named Bernie Sanders. That's Brother Bernie Sanders we're talking about. That's Brother Bernie Sanders we're talking about.
Socialism has been a manifest disaster.
Alec would still be here today if I had known that I could come to Canada.
Alex Smith died after trying to ration a vial of insulin when he couldn't afford more.
So his idea about, free health care, he has seen the manifest atrocities that have occurred under socialism.
$1,000 got me 6 months of insulin for my son. That's still less than what I pay a month in the United States.
Gloria Steinem has suggested that younger women are supporting Bernie Sanders so they can meet boys.
Hello, Bernie. We lost our condo, got foreclosed on because of my medical bills.
I don't understand young women who support him.
I trust that Bernie Sanders is going to fight for health care and to lower prescription costs.
Of all the presidential candidates, you're the one that I trust.
Thank you so much for what you're doing. You're just giving us a hobby, and we got your back.
I think he comes off as mean. I think he's disparaging.
I don't want to overpromise.
Bernie Sanders makes my skin crawl, and I can't even identify for you what exactly it is.
Bernie Sanders has done nothing between 2016 and today.
Thank you for everything you've done these last few years. You've helped to reset our political discourse, and are demanding that we center our politics around justice and equity. I am hopeful because right now, there is a mass movement of people from all over this country, rising up.
Thank you all very much.
It ain't Bernie, it is us.
If we come together, we will win.
People always say, "Oh, you're being too vocal."
Hey, Bernie, you don't have to yell.
I don't feel I'm being vocal enough. We are not being vocal enough. When is enough enough?
He sounds very, very shouty.
Louder. Yeah, we got to get louder. How many kids are going to have to make this sacrifice and die? How can you sleep at night knowing that kids can't afford insulin? How is that possible?
It's not right.
Now, I want to give props, first of all, to Matt O for that amazing video, that piece of content that will live on and on, man. It is a tremendously incredible piece of work that you put together there, my brother. The fact that you are rebutting these accusations made by numerous, air quotes, pundits on cable news networks, and you're doing it without even saying a word. I would have to use my words in order to rebut them. But you, my friend, you've done it with pictures and video and words of others testifying to who Bernie really is and what he's represented. So once again, guys, go see Matt O or 0RF at 0RF on Twitter. He's also got a YouTube page, okay? So go find him, go watch his video. I'm not here to take viewership from him. I just want to help get the word out. I've already retweeted the video, but your brother Tim Black had to cover it. Look good there, Matt. You did it, brother. All right. Well, Matt uses video, he uses imagery in order to answer questions and rebut accusations to make a political statement. I use my words. I'd like to use some words tonight, Johnson, if you don't mind. Couple words, Johnson. Isn't it amazing how the media can somehow get away with slandering a politician just because they don't agree with him? And it's not even about his policy as much as it was they didn't agree with who he was as an individual. See, the thing is they have to go at him on an individual basis, on a personality basis, because his policies are damn popular, Johnson. And, well, not even a dumbed-down audience like the one that frequents MSNBCs or CNNs or any other corporate media solely as if that's the only place you can get information. Well, not even that audience would buy it. There are people who support Medicare for all or a politician who supports Medicare for all, $15 living wage or decriminalization, the ending of the mass incarceration, coming out with the most robust criminal justice reform package in the history of criminal reform packages. No way that they would buy that is so horrible. Yeah, it's kind of hard to sell to people why, the nurses don't need a raise. And that the person who supports that is horrible unless, of course, you demonize Bernie Sanders. Speaking as a black guy, which is how I always speak, because I know no other way to speak except for myself, I find it amazing that no one ever brings up the elephant in the room. Or maybe the elephant that's sitting on their feet. That would be the elephant of anti-Semitism that no one discusses when it comes to Bernie Sanders. I got a feeling that if he was any other color, and I do mean any other color, you wouldn't be able to just call him grumpy, curmudgeon, mean, evil, nasty. They called him every other word you can think of that had nothing to do actually with the work he has done. All personal. All swipes at him as an individual from a protected group. But Bernie never complains. He never says, hey, why you picking on the Jewish guy? Why you picking on your senior? He never does. He just goes on and he does his job. Well, I'm going to complain for you now, Bernie, because I find it totally repugnant and hypocritical that so-called progressive folks would allow this to go on. You just saw it for yourself. They take joy in name-calling someone on the basis of nothing other than they don't like their style of voice. Now, what would happen when we said that about Hillary Clinton with her cackling laugh? Oh, we were sexist. We hated women. We hated our moms, our sisters, wives, and daughters because we didn't enjoy her fake laugh. Not too different than Kamala Harris's fake laugh as well. Her nervous, jittery, vibrato, whatever you call that thing she does when she doesn't know what to say, and they haven't put a perfectly loaded, fully charged backpack in her back so she'll know what to say. Somehow the transmitter stopped responding. Bernie Sanders being ridiculed on the world stage on the cable news networks, the same cable news networks that call independent media fake news, conspiracy theorists. Well, Johnson, tell me what's the difference between people allowed to go on the largest platforms available on cable news networks and have no substance and degrade politicians on the basis of nothing else than, let's keep it real, Johnson, they're getting paid to say it. Yeah, they belong to think tanks, or they work for other politicians and organizations that have a vested interest in keeping a guy out who wants to raise taxes on the corporations and the wealthy. That's the only reason why you could do it. Why else would you be against the guy fighting to level the playing field for working people? And if you say that Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders are so similar, why is it that she never gets this type of onslaught and badgering from the elites, the chattering class? I tell you why, it's because she's not really like Bernie. Look, we got sharpshooters in this video. These are mercenaries, weaponized mercenaries, with one sole intention: take out the only true progressive, the only real progressive, the progressive that inspired all others with progressive leanings to join this race. All the others are inspired by Bernie Sanders, from Tulsi Gabbard to Elizabeth Warren to even Mayor Pete traces. And hell, Andrew Yang voted for him in 2016 as well. This is what they do to him. You know, when people say, Tim Black, don't go after anybody, just fall back, they're going to support Bernie in the end. I want to ask you, where were all the supporters while this is going on? While Bernie's getting roasted on every cable news network that's displayed there. You know, a couple of these people really stood out to me, though, guys. I got to admit. The Tim Ryan, you bone-headed hack. You know how emasculated you looked saying a 78-year-old man didn't have to yell at you? You need to tuck your tail between your legs and limp back to Ohio, you maggot. Mimi Roque, I can't wait to see her at Politicon so I can put a mic in her face and ask her what was in her heart. Oh, we know. Straw. Nothing. Dollar signs. Zero. I heard of being an empty nester, but an empty chester. So, as much as I enjoyed this video, I enjoyed it. Believe me, I enjoyed it, Orf. It's amazing. Well put together. Well documented. Worth the price of admission times 2. I can't help but being raised by watching it. They sell us a narrative that Bernie Sanders is a horrible human being. I didn't see that in that video. Only thing horrible are the people in that video degrading a man because they're paid to. Well, luckily for us, we're still in it. We are working towards getting this candidacy back on his feet, and so are Bernie Sanders and his team. He's got an amazing team of Bree and David and campaign chairs like Ro Khanna and Nina Turner and Miss Carmen. And I think they're going to keep doing what they've been doing. I think the mission is still clear. Just to underscore that fact, check this video out of Bernie Sanders doing something that he hasn't been able to do for a while.
I hope you're getting time and a half for working in the rain. Right?
How are you feeling, Senator?
I feel very good, thank you.
When can we see you back on the trail?
Getting back to work a little bit right now. But mostly what I'm trying to do is, I used to walk a good distance every day, and I got out of that habit. I'm trying to get back into it. So that's what I'm going to do right now. All right? Okay.
See you guys.
Thank you
so much.
Have a good day.
Yeah. Just a rainy day in Vermont at his home, taking a walk with his sweetie pie, Jane. And that's a beautiful thing. And, according to, I'm checking out a Washington Post article, Sanders' allies are urging him to slow down. They want him to take a little time off, and they're expecting him really to get back in the swing around the 15th, the time for the debates. Maybe he'll do some local stuff. But they want Bernie to ease off the gas pedal just a little bit because he's been running at a breakneck pace for quite some time. And look, he was already outworking most of the field with his hectic schedule. Maybe it's time for him to just, coast a little bit. I almost forgot to get corporate money out of politics. I tell you, man, it just don't stop, does it? He envisions a new 2020 Democratic National Convention that's completely free of corporate sponsorship. That's what Bernie wants. That's what he envisions. You can check this out on the Bernie 2020 website. It's a new anti-corruption plan Sanders released Monday morning. The progressive senator from Vermont's taking aim at money and influence within political parties, national party conventions, and, and presidential inaugurations. His plan would also scrap the Federal Election Commission and replace it with a new, tougher Federal Election Administration. An attempt to overturn the Supreme Court ruling, Buckley v. Vallejo, which considers money the same as constitutionally protected free speech. Yeah, well, they say money is speech. No, speech is speech. So, yeah. I like the fact that Bernie Sanders and his team jumped right back in the mix, unleashing a new plan right on a Monday morning. Everyone's chattering. A lot of the negativity is swirling around. Is this it for Bernie? What will Bernie do? How will this impact the race? And bam! Like in Living Color, bam! The people that were with Bernie are going to still be with Bernie. The people that were against Bernie, the people that considered themselves adversaries to Bernie Sanders are going to still be adversaries, and they will use this as ammunition. Let's hope that it will be seen as bitter and spiteful as it would be if it was anyone else. But as you could see in that video, that's a long shot, isn't it, Johnson? Hey, did anybody notice that Trevor Noah was really disgusting? That little piece in there. I didn't know Trevor was that bad. I mean, sometimes I watch Trevor and I say, man, this guy's really good. He's really smooth with his words, and he's got great writers, and he can deliver a punchline. And wow, man, I had no idea you were a piece of garbage, Trevor. Had no idea, man. It snuck right past me, man, that you're a scumbag. That you would doctor tape, make light of it like Bernie's calling the kid an idiot. When in actuality, it was very heartwarming what he told the kid. It was very warm. It was very inspirational, motivational, kind of touching even. You could have went that way, Trevor. You could have. I know you're a comedy show, but you could have went that way. You could have portrayed it like, hey, look at this guy, look at Bernie. And then like rounded back and like doubled it up and surprised everybody with what Bernie actually said. Sort of like the way Matt did. But rookie mistake. We know you didn't mean anything by it. You wouldn't be a paid hack, a sellout, a scumbag, or nothing like that, would you? Nah, not you, Trevor. You one of the good ones. All right.